Hello, I'm Yaniv Price. Welcome to Fixing Management, the podcast that gives actionable guidance on becoming a more effective leader. Today we're going to talk about yet another misunderstood core skill in management, delegation. Many managers think they're delegating, where in fact they're just assigning tasks. True delegation isn't about unloading work. It's about transferring ownership, building capability, and freeing yourself to lead at the right altitude. Let's start with a story. I once worked with a manager, let's call her Lisa. She had a capable team, but she was drowning. She'd tell people what to do, how to do it, check on progress constantly, and still end up redoing some of the work. After a while, she realized it was better if she did all the work herself. And that's a trap. Many managers try to delegate outputs instead of outcomes. They tell people what to do instead of explaining what success looks like. And when the results differ from what's in their head, they take it back, even though they were also not great the first time they did it. It took them time to get to the quality level of today. That's not effective delegation. So what is delegation? In its essence, delegation means transferring ownership of a problem or a goal to someone else while staying accountable for the result. You're still accountable that it gets done, and for the quality level, for example, timeliness, accuracy, frequency, etc., but they own how. When done right, delegation frees up your time to do higher level activities, develop new capabilities for your direct reports, and contributes to business continuity as now more people can do more tasks. The process starts before you even say a word. You first need to decide what to delegate, and that means more than dumping low-level work. The right things to delegate are not just what you don't want to do, but rather what will help your team grow, but not be too big to overwhelm them. Remember that every task you hold onto is also an opportunity someone else never gets. So before you take something new on your plate, ask, who on my team could learn from owning this? Step 1. Define the scope and context. Once you decide what to delegate, start by framing it. The person taking it on needs to know the goal, the constraints, why it matters, and why them. Delegating without context is like handing someone a map without telling them where they need to go. For example, instead of saying write a summary of the customer survey every Friday, you could say, we want to understand the top 3 reasons customers are churning so leadership can prioritize fixes. You'll own the analysis and summary that we will share every Friday. This task will help you in a growth area of business analysis that we were talking about in the past. That short framing gives purpose, ownership, and direction. The next step is alignment. What does good look like? When should it be done? How much autonomy do they have to make decisions? One cause of failed delegation isn't poor execution. It's mismatched expectations. You can prevent this by being explicit. Discuss whether the person should check in before taking decisions or only report results. Should you first show them how you do it, and the next time they will do it on their own while you review? Whatever you decide, don't surprise them. Decide in advance and share it with them. Make it clear what's non-negotiable and what's open for interpretation. For example, the date of the report may be fixed, but they can add visuals and experiment with the format. Step 3. Support and follow up. Delegation isn't set and forget. You remain accountable, not by controlling, but by supporting and staying informed. Agree in advance how you'll track progress. Weekly syncs, status messages, or a short demo. The idea is to maintain visibility without hovering or surprising them. Remind them that usually the things that we do for the first time are more time-consuming, difficult, and maybe erroneous, but you're there to support and correct mistakes. If something goes off track, it's not failure, it's feedback. Step in to remove obstacles, not to reclaim the work. The moment you take back a delegated task, you break the trust and learning process. So instead of fixing yourself, coach through it. Ask, what's blocking you? Or what do you think we should try now? That way, the next time they'll do it better and need you less. Step 4. Reflect and grow. Finally, once the task is done, reflect together. What went well? What was unclear? What could be improved next time? This short debrief transforms delegation from a transaction into development loop. Because real delegation isn't just about efficiency, it's about building capability. Every time you delegate properly, your team learns, your workload lightens, and your trust grows. Back to Lisa, the overwhelmed manager. Once she began delegating using these steps, giving context, aligning expectations, supporting without taking over, her team slowly started thriving. Within a few months, they were running projects she used to micromanage. And Lisa? She finally had time to think strategically, to lead instead of just manage. She told me something that stuck with me. I used to think delegation meant losing control. Now I realize it's the only way to gain control, sustainably. Let's recap. 1. Delegate outcomes, not tasks. 2. Give context, constraints, purpose, and why them. 3. Align expectations about results and autonomy. 4. Stay involved through support, not control. 5. Reflect after completion, so both sides learn. Delegation done right doesn't just distribute work, it creates organizational growth. It's the bridge between doing and developing. And if you're worried you won't be needed, that's actually a good thing. You could be promoted and the team would continue to thrive. If this episode helped you rethink how you delegate, share it with another manager who's ready to grow, or ready to let go. That's it for today. Thanks for listening and keep fixing management.